Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Elon Phoenix Weekly here on ESPN2. I'm Scarlett Fakar, and today we look into the storied history of Elon athletics. Today we will introduce you to the latest class of the Elon Hall of Fame, as we highlight a few other spectacular athletes on today's show. We've got the best of the best, so stay tuned. The 2011 Elon Sports Hall of Fame class features a group of incredibly talented individuals, most recently recognized for their athletic achievements from their college careers. One of the four members of this group is women's soccer's Amy Williamson, who pushed her sport to new heights not yet seen before her time.
This September, the Elon Sports Hall of Fame welcomed back its 41st class to campus to give proper recognition to some of the greatest athletes the school has ever seen. One of those inductees was former women's soccer great Amy Williamson. With her playmaking ability, desire to succeed, and natural talent, Williamson put herself in a rarefied territory in her time with the Elon Fighting Christians. In just 2 seasons, she posted numbers that few players in women's soccer history have even come close to reaching. Her stats speak for themselves, as Williamson still ranks in the top 10 in multiple categories, both for career and single-season records. She also was bestowed numerous honors and awards for excellence on the field and in the classroom. Williamson realizes, though, that in the time she's been away from Elon, there have been some serious changes to the women's soccer program.
When I played at Elon, we were called the Fighting Christians. Flip throws were legal. There was only one detached metal bleacher for the fans. And irrigation systems had not been invented, at least not on the fields in which we played.
Today's Elon is different from the one Williamson knew. But getting to watch the current women's soccer team during Hall of Fame weekend took her back to her playing days, as she saw what Phoenix soccer is all about.
It brought back great memories. I loved watching them play. I think they played excellent. I think they have a lot of talent, and I know that they're going to use that talent to win games. I was really proud of them and really proud to be there.
After all the memories Williamson made in her time at Elon, it was tough to narrow it down to one favorite. But the Fighting Christians' trip to the NAIA National Tournament was one she'll never forget.
I was just so proud of our team and what we had accomplished. We were just winning games, and we had so much fun playing together that every game was really a good experience. And but nationals was really, you know, it just felt good to be there. We were definitely in competition, and that was a great memory.
During her playing days, accolades and headlines were never new to Amy Williamson, but being inducted into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame is an honor that she is, and forever will be, grateful for.
I had a great experience as a student and an athlete at Elon. Thank you for giving me this wonderful recognition.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Amy Williamson.
Elon has a long history of talented players on the hardwood. Many say our next Hall of Famer might be the best to ever wear an Elon jersey. Jesse Branson dominated the sport of basketball at Elon from 1961 to 1965. His playing career ranks as one of Elon's best, and 11 of his records still stand today.
Some call him the best basketball player who has ever played at Elon. Back in the 1960s, Jesse Branson compiled astonishing statistics that remain unmatched by any other player, and choosing Elon seemed to be the perfect fit.
The atmosphere like that around Elon was always it just sticks in my mind and so forth as being a family. I could, you know, I consider them family.
Even though the game was different then, the memories still last forever. One memory in particular involved a dare by former sports writer Charlie Harville.
He asked me, he said, "How high can you jump?" And I said, "I don't know, probably top of the backboard." So they got a ladder and put a 50-cent piece up on the backboard, up on the corner of the backboard, and I had no idea that I could get it, but I did, and so that seems to be one of the, you know, the favorite things to tell about me, you know, while I was at Elon.
Many recall that once-in-a-lifetime leap, but Branson remembers the connections with his teammates instead.
The things that mean the most to me was my relationship and so forth with the other guys that I played with while I was in college.
From 1961 to 1965, Branson set 17 individual records, including the most points scored with 2,251. His accomplishments on the basketball court did not go unnoticed by professional scouts.
I was drafted by Philadelphia, and I was the second, first person drafted in the second round.
Joining a 76ers team that featured one of the NBA's all-time greats, Branson got to know this future Hall of Famer on a personal level.
Wilt Chamberlain was a very quiet person. He tried to stay out of the limelight even though he couldn't. A lot of people took him the wrong way and thought he was better than anybody else, but that was far from the case. Wilt was a very humble person, and if you got to know him, and he and I became real good friends.
After the 76ers, Branson played 2 seasons with the New Orleans Buccaneers and finished his professional career in 1968, and returned back to the area he once called home.
I've stayed close to Elon ever since I got out of school, and because I was born and raised right in this, you know, this part of the country, and so it's just natural that we go back there, and as good as they still treat us, we'll keep going till we die. So.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we return here on the Elon Phoenix Weekly, we'll highlight the careers of 2 more members of the 2011 class of the Elon Hall of Fame, Mitch Rippey and Elliot Armstrong. Stay tuned.
What is living the maroon life? It's more than just the hustle and the sweat. It's more than just the pain and the frustration. It's more than just the triumph and the glory. The maroon life is you. Yes, you. You, the athlete, striving to be at your best day in and day out. You, the alumni who have been in the stands supporting Elon for years. You, the fans who stream into games hours before kickoff. And you, the little ones who will be the next generation of Phoenix fans. You are what drives Elon Athletics, and you are the reason we do what we do. There is so much history and tradition behind our maroon. Conference titles, All-American, and national championships. But there is so much history and tradition yet to be made. So join us. Live the maroon life.
Live the Maroon life and support the Phoenix as men's soccer faces UNC Greensboro October 29th at 7 p.m. and volleyball takes on Sanford November 4th at 7 p.m. For more information or to purchase tickets, head to elonphoenix.com.
Welcome back to the Elon Phoenix Weekly. Our show is produced by Elon University in association with Elon Athletics and the School of Communications. The Elon Sports Hall of Fame is full of athletes who played a variety of sports, but this past year they accepted only the second kicker in the Hall's history.
The Elon Sports Hall of Fame welcomed its 41st class. In that class, football player Mitch Rippey, a kicker who always loved the game, but wasn't sure where he'd fit in.
At 5'3", 120 pounds, I really wanted to be a linebacker. That was my dream. Because I really wanted to play the game. I had no idea I would ever be a kicker, although I knew I could kick a football, but I just had no idea. My first visit to Elon was in the spring of 1976, and I attended a practice as a recruit, and I wasn't there 15 minutes and 2 fights broke out. About 5 minutes after that, one of the nicest men I've ever met in my life, played defensive end at that time, named Wes McLaughlin. He was an ordained minister, and Wes came up to me and he said, "Are you coming to Elon to play football?" And I said, "Well, I haven't decided yet." And he said, "What position do you play?" I said, "I'm a place kicker." And he said, "Praise Jesus. Please come and kick for us." And after that, I realized that these truly are the fighting Christians.
Rippey chose to come to Elon, but had trouble connecting with the team when he first arrived.
I could be a little bit of a show-off. And I thought, well, they say, well, this kid can do it out here, but we're going to wait and see if he can do it at the, on the field.
And he did just that, topping Elon's longest field goal mark with a 48-yard field goal at Norfolk State. But Rippey says that's not his defining moment. That came in 1978, when Elon was fighting for a playoff spot.
I already missed a 36-yard field goal earlier in the game, and I could feel the pressure start to come over me like a wave as the minutes ticked off. It was 20-18 with 19 seconds to go. We needed a 41-yard field goal to play in the playoffs that year. Coach Tolley came to me and said, "Mitch, can you make it?" I said, "Coach, I'm the only kicker you got." And Coach Tolley met me out on the field, and in the words of sports writer Bill Hunter, and I quote, "Jerry Tolley, coach of the Christians, met Rippey on the field, put his arm around him, and tried to calm him down. Quote, I was shaking and Mitch was shaking, and I told him to pick someone out at the goalpost and kick it to him. I told him if he missed, we'd all still love him." I took his advice, and as the whistle blew, I looked up, and there was this idiot from Norine standing right in the middle of the goalpost, trying to distract me doing this right here. There were no stands up there, so he was the only guy up there doing it. And Coach Tolley's words were very prolific, because if there hadn't been a guy up there waving his arms, I don't know what would have happened.
Rippey hit the field goal, spurring the Fighting Christians to a deep run in the NAIA playoffs. He finished his career as one of the most storied in Elon history, breaking his own 48-yard field goal mark the next season, a record that still stands today. Rippey continues to stay involved in Elon football as a volunteer kicking coach, helping the kickers of today break his records one day.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mitch Rippey.
The next 2011 Hall of Fame inductee is Elliot Armstrong. Playing for Elon between 1990 and 1993, he lettered 3 times for the Phoenix and earned 1 MVP award.
Elliot Armstrong, class of '94, Hall of Fame inductee, 2011. This quick and powerful running back rushed for over 3,000 yards while here at Elon. His 29 touchdowns speak volumes for his playmaking ability, and he still sits among the school's top 5 in rushers. Not only did he succeed in football, but he was also invited to the national track meet, where he set a school record for 21.59 seconds in the 200-meter dash. All of these accomplishments, and Armstrong still stays humble, sharing his Elon experience off the field.
Football is never one thing that I like to brag about. I really never like to brag about it. unless it's to my wife. Now we compete about different things. But on one thing I like to brag about is attending Elon. I've never had one person to ever say one bad thing about Elon at all. It's always been a positive thing. Playing at Elon, it was, like I said, it was an experience like no other. I had a lot of success. I met a lot of good people and got a great education. It gives me joy to tell people that I graduated from Elon.
Like the love he has for the school, Armstrong's love for his siblings is unwavering.
Growing up for me was really hard because in my family I was supposed to be the athlete. But for some reason, I had one sister that was smarter than me, had one sister that was stronger than me, and the other one was faster than me. So, I didn't understand that. And of course, my brother, he was my teacher. Basically, he worked with me. He never let me quit. He always forced me to try to do better, which I tried to succeed and try to please him.
When his father passed away at age 10, Armstrong was left with only his mother to raise him, who he says was the steady rock of their family.
My mom meant everything to me. She made sure that we never ever went without anything. She gave up a whole lot for us. And, to everybody else, she was known as Mary or Mary Faye. But to me, she was known as Mama. And my only thing that I wanted to do, it wasn't football. But it was making you happy. That was my ultimate goal.
The goal to make his mother proud inspired Armstrong at every turn. He now has a family of his own and hopes to stay connected to the school through them.
Kathy, you and Victoria are the two reasons why I love waking up every morning. You are my rock, my counselor, and my friend. Victoria, she's 2.5 now. In 14 more years, 15 more years, when you become a freshman at Elon, I want you to be able to brag about your dad and tell them that he was something at Elon.
Elliot Armstrong, Hall of Fame, 2011.
Time for a short break. When we return, we'll look at the careers of Priscilla Auckerd and Quentin Ballard as we round out our Hall of Famers. Stay tuned. You're watching your ESPN2 local sports break.
There are currently over 350 Elon student athletes competing in 16 NCAA Division I sports.
Scholarships enable us to succeed not only on the field,
but also in the classroom.
It helps us in achieving our commitment.
To live the maroon life.
Your gifts have the power to take Phoenix athletics to even greater heights while giving student athletes an outstanding education.
Over the last 100 years, millions of NCAA student athletes have gone pro in something other than sports.
Catch the Phoenix in action as football takes on Appalachian State November 19th with kickoff at 3 p.m. Stay up to date on all things Elon Athletics by logging on to elonphoenix.com or by following us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to a special Hall of Fame edition of the Elon Phoenix Weekly. Our next Hall of Famer is the final member of the class of 2011. Priscilla Awkward was a setter for the women's volleyball team, retiring as Elon's all-time leader with 3,939 career assists.
Our next inductee this afternoon is Priscilla Awkward. She coaches a club volleyball team that's based out of Durham. And she also plays for a team that's called Whatever Works. There's little doubt about her talent. That talent will be on display for the next 4 years here at Elon. And what 4 years they were. She was a leader on teams that posted a 117-29 record during her career and a 30-5 mark in conference matches. Priscilla was named to the all-conference team in her sophomore, junior, and senior seasons, won all district recognition her freshman year, was named to the all-tournament team twice, and named to the all-by-district tournament team in 1992, the year of Elon's national tournament appearance. For her outstanding career and contributions to volleyball here at Elon, please welcome Priscilla Awkward, class of 1995, for induction into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame.
It means the world to me to have this honor. This is like the icing on the cake. Steve, I see you. Hello. The icing on the cake for me in my career. I still play, as he said, and whatever works is absolutely whatever works. Whatever it takes for me to get on the court and continue to play the sport that I love so much. Coach really recruited me as an outside hitter. Nobody believes it, not even my teammates believe that I was recruited as an outside hitter. So it was a freak accident that led me to become a setter.
For a setter in a game, like, you always have to remember, better the ball, and like that's the #1 thing. You want to take a ball and you want to make it better for the next person, for your hitter. Priscilla was a great player at Elon back in the 1990s. She holds the all-time record for assists here, which is of course incredible. And but more importantly, in terms of, you know, right now, at least for me, is she's still a part of the program here, and she'll come back, comes to our practices, she comes to the alumni games to play, which is awesome to see. And not only that, but you know, you'll talk to just about anyone on the team and you know, they know her and email back and forth, which is just an incredible thing to see. So not only was she great back then and really contributed as a player, but she's still a part of the program now. Whether Priscilla's records will ever be broken or not, you know, I don't think they will be. I mean, the game's changed a little bit and so forth and so on. But I mean, at the same time, you have to, you know, see them for what they are. They're incredible numbers, and you know, it's congratulations to her for getting them, and you know, for being in the Elon record books and getting to the Hall of Fame. And you know, that shows a lot of character and strength. You know, being able to be a student athlete is a difficult thing, and you know, she obviously excelled at it, which is it's great to see.
Our mind has not caught up with our bodies. We still think we can be that same athlete that we were a lot of times before, but weight, age, and a lot of other things come into play. And it's not that game anymore that you want it to be. So again, I thank you for the opportunity. I thank everybody for coming out and supporting me in this. Tina, thank you so much for coming. Just thank you very much.
Our final Hall of Famer was one of the bright spots in Elon's football history through his leadership in their back-to-back championships in 1980 and 1981. Quentin Ballard, defensive lineman on both of those teams, had a storied career that earned him a place in Elon's Hall of Fame.
There are over 200 members of the Elon Sports Hall of Fame, each with their own achievements that make them worthy of enshrinement. Ranging anywhere from tennis to football to coaching, making a name for yourself among such a select group of peers is not an easy task. Quentin Ballard, former defensive lineman on both the 1980 and 1981 NAIA championship teams, tallied over 200 tackles and 20 sacks in his time at Elon, but his accolades went further than any box score can describe.
We were playing our first playoff game. I never considered myself a leader. I was just happy to be playing some football and playing at a decent level. Coach Ferguson came up to me and said, Quentin, said, your team's not ready to play. So while we were warming up, all I could think of, what am I supposed to do? I couldn't speak like Jimmy Riddle. Jimmy Riddle was a captain that could speak, my captain. I didn't have the resume of a Bobby Hedrick. So what was I supposed to do? I decided if I could raise my game and if I could put the pressure on me, maybe my teammates would follow.
Ballard wasn't quite ready to be a leader when he first got to Elon. He had his coaches to thank for teaching him to dig deep and put his heart and soul into every snap.
Elon football is about tradition. It's about pride. It's about hard work. But it's also about something that some of you may understand, but if not, I'm going to explain it to you. It's about digging deep. Digging deep is when you dig inside yourself and you pull out something that nobody knew you had, you didn't even know you had it. But it was there and you got the job done. That's what digging deep is.
The stories of his teammates were impressive, but Ballard's perseverance through injury gave us a glimpse at how tough he really was.
At the end of that first championship game, I broke my wrist. Summer came to go to camp. It still hadn't healed. I was told that, hey, either we redshirt you or you have to play with it. Well, playing with a broken bone wasn't something I liked the idea of doing. You know, I played for 14 games. We won a second national championship. I helped anchor a ferocious defense with a broken wrist. Why? Because I knew a little something about digging deep. See, digging deep is that thing inside you don't even realize you have. I would like to say to the coaching staff, you know, as you put your team together, you want good men of character, you want good academic students, but every now and then you got to sprinkle in some mutts. Some old yellers, you know. When you have a team and everybody's just alike, you got to have some balance. You got to have someone that when you're facing a bully who's been there before, you know. So when you look around your huddle, you got to have a guy like a Quentin Ballard that's going to say, hey, we can do this.
Whether he was a mutt or a purebred, Ballard's impact on Elon's back-to-back championship teams is unmistakable. His presence in the trenches and in the locker room make him a renowned member of Elon's Hall of Fame class of 2008.
All of our athletes featured today still remain a major part of the Elon family. We hope you've enjoyed a look back at some of Elon's greatest athletes. And if you're itching for more, please stay tuned over the next couple of weeks as we will continue to highlight other Hall of Fame athletes throughout the season. For all of us here at Elon Phoenix Weekly, I'm Scarlett Fakar, and remember to tune in next week for Elon Phoenix Weekly.